So today I'm playing the Evolution of Trust. I have no idea what this game is, but it's a playtime of 30 minutes by Nicky Case in July 2017, and I heard it was a good game. It talks about trust between people, but I don't know, I guess we're gonna have to find out. Soldiers left their trenches, crossed no man's land and gathered to bury the dead, exchange gifts and play games. Meanwhile, it's 2017, the West has been at peace for years, and wow, we suck at trust. Surveys show that over the past 40 years, fewer and fewer people say they trust each other. So here's our puzzle. Why even in peacetime do friends become enemies, and why even in wartime do enemies become friends? I think Game Theory can help explain our epidemic of distrust and how we can fix it to understand all this. So let's play again. If you have the game of trust, if you have one choice in front of you, use the machine. You put a coin in the machine, the other player gets 3 coins and vice versa. You both can either choose to cooperate, put in a coin, or cheat, not put in a coin. Okay, so the other player cheats, puts in a coin. What should you do? Or also cheat. Exactly, why let them should reach off you? If you cooperate and they cheat, you lose a coin, they gain 3. -1 versus +3. However, you both cheat, neither of you lose or gain anything, therefore you should cheat. Let's say the other player cooperates and puts in a coin. What should you do now? Cooperate. Sure, seems like the right thing to do, or is it? Because if you both cooperate, you both give up the coin to gain 3. To gain 3. 2 plus versus +2. If you cheat and they cooperate, you gain 3 coins at the cost of 1. Score +3 versus -1. Therefore, you should still cheat. Because you'd still win? That's a dilemma. Trust is nice, but it can let other people take advantage of you, or shoot you as you come armed out of trench. Sometimes distrust is rational, but what happens if you play this game more than once? So they're saying that if they cheat, then they lose something, and if I cheat, then if they cheat, they gain. If you cheat, you gain. So you should cheat because you can't trust other people. Sometimes. Let's do 3-0. You're playing against 5 different opponents, each with their own game strategy. For each opponent, you're playing between 3 and 7 rounds. One advance when the last one is. Can you trust them, or rather, can they trust you? Pick your first move. Really choose wisely. Cheat. Opponent. Third score 3, -7. -1, sorry. Okay. Cooperate. Score 2 and 2. Cooperate. Gain 2. Cooperate. Begin 2. Cooperate. Begin. Part 2. Score is 8. Cheat. 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 I was thinking that if the first round they cheat or cooperate, that's how they'll stay for the rest of the game, I think. So if I cooperate, they seem nice. If I cooperate, they get money. 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 If this person, if I cooperate, they get money. 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 This person, we cooperate, we get money. We cooperate. Well, I cheat. Cooperate. 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 So in the end, you must always cooperate. Total score, because like I feel like in the end you should always cooperate, since then you can always win. It's a win-win. Until score is 38, which is pretty good. The lowest and the highest scores possible is 7 and 49 respectively. So who are these strange characters you just played against? Copycat. How do I just start with cooperate and afterwards I just copy whatever you did in the last round? Meow. Then there's always cheat, the strong shall eat the weak. Always cooperate, that's my best friends. Grudger, listen partner, I'll start cooperating, give you cooperating. If you'll cheat on me, I'll cheat on you back to the end of Tarnation. And detective, first I analyze you, I start cooperate, cheat, cooperate, cooperate. If you cheat back, I act like a copycat. If you never cheat back, I always cheat and exploit you. Elementary, my dear Watson. Now what if these characters were to play against each other? It's tournament time. Each character will now play against every other character, and that's 10 paired matches and 10 rounds per match. Who do you think will get the highest total score? Think carefully about it and place your bets. Well, he always cheats, and the Grudger says that if he cheats, then he'll cheat back. She wants to always be friends, so she won't get it. The copycat copies what you did in the last round. And then he basically always cheats or never cheats. I'd say the copycat. Because always cooperating means that someone will take advantage of that. Start with cooperate and then keep cooperating until you cheat once and then always cheat. I don't like if the copycat copies this, then no matter what, it's not gonna work. The detective cooperate, cheat, cooperate, cooperate, and then if you ever cheat, then he plays like a copycat. The detective then? Maybe? Because he cooperates, so the copycat would copy him for the cooperation when he cheats, but then we'll copy him when he cheats. And then he'll just I'll copy each other, but he'll still gain something when he cheats, so I think it would be detective. I place the bet on the detective. Let's go through the matches one by one and see how someone plays that first match. Copycat was always cheat, -1, +3. Oh, by the way, copycat always cooperates. 20 + 20, she's winning. You may be skeptical about Christmas tree stood in the World War I trenches. Surely that was just a fluke. Copycat, Grudger. Is that 39? Yes, the truce was dramatic, but it was neither unique or unusual. So so far, it looks like Copycat's winning. Copycat detective. 18 + 18. Every trench joined in the piece. But it became pretty widespread. Many front lines came up with the idea independently, and again, despite strict orders not to do so. So, we always join up to peace when we're always on a similar goal. Always cheat and always cooperate. Copycat's still winning. In fact, before Christmas, several front lines will be established an official secret peace. Always cheat and Grudger. That's one. Yeah, still a copycat winning. They're called the let live and let live system. Basically, you don't shoot me, I don't shoot you, and this works in a lot of places. Always cheat the detective. The detective lost 3 points. So actually, I think my bets were wrong. You may still be skeptical. Most soldiers don't spontaneously form peace with the enemy. What's the secret about trench warfare? Yeah, it's in the copycats winning. Or cheat. Always cooperates. Grudger, +20 and +20. Here's most unique about trenches. Unlike almost every other form of war, you have to face the same specific soldiers every day. It's a repeated game, and that makes all the difference. Always cooperate. Detective. Return detective. We'll see. Anyways, the winner is Copycat. The Copycat, apologies to you, bet detective. Copycat goes by many names. The Golden Rule, Reciprocal Altruism, Tit for Tat, or Live and Let Live. That's why peace could emerge in the trenches of World War I when you're forced to play a game with the same specific people, not just the same generic enemy, over and over again. The copycat doesn't just win the battle, it wins a war. But if things change a lot when you play multiple rounds of the game, what if you play multiple tournaments? Now that our population of players evolve over time, it's a 3-step dance. Play a tournament, and more players just tally up their scores, eliminate the losers given the worst players. You produce winners, calling the 5 best players, and repeat for as long as you like. But you die to produce culture and evolve. All you need is that unsuccessful behaviours go away and successful behaviours get it. So logically, everyone would just cheat on each other and everyone would let each other. But in the end, people would realise that's wrong and then they'd go back to the copycat, where it's just if I let you live and you let me live. I think. Because if we go this and they will reproduce, then they'll never succeed. It'll be always constantly cheating, so then at some point they're going to have to go, wow, we want peace. Well, you'll respect each other, right? Maybe? The following population. 15 always cooperate, 5 always cheats, and 5 copycats. Going to do the tournament, eliminate, reproduce, dance, dozen times. Let's make another bet. Who do you think will win the first tournament? I'd probably say all cheat. Except always cheat has a lot of always cooperate, it's easy to exploit. Let's see if you're correct, because logically they're gonna cheat on them, and they're gonna cheat on them, but they'll gain from them. So, maybe? And they won't gain from them, because they'll gain more, because it'll be 3 coins when you cheat on them. So they're gonna cooperate with always cooperates, and it will only be 2 coins each. And then when you cheat on the copycat, yeah, the cheating will win. They tournament 1. They have more. Eliminate bottom 5. And then reproduce top 5. Sadly, you're correct. The always cheaters win this time. The numbers increase by 5. But let's try a few more rounds of this. I still think the always cooperate, or the copycat will not always cooperate. The copycat will win overall, since if they constantly cheat on them. Actually, no. If you cheat on them, then you'll win 3 coins. If you cheat on them, then you'll win 3 coins. And I'll copy you and I'll only get 2 coins each, but these will still be winning. So if you cheat constantly, then you'll still win, I think. And I'll reproduce more. Play tournament. 15. It's lower this time now. And they're actually higher, almost. So they brought 5. Reproduce top 5. Always cheat is still growing at the expense of always cooperate. Play tournament. Oh, they're all the same though. So once we get rid of them, I know they're gonna probably say the copycats win, but I feel like the cheaters will probably still win. Maybe. Maybe bottom 5, reproduce top 5. Now always cooperate are dead, but wait. Tournament? 18. Oh yeah, because they cheat against each other. So then they're gonna lose points, aren't they? But they're gonna cooperate. They're gonna copy each other and they're gonna gain points, man. Because they'll copy each other. They'll copy each other and go against each other. So in the end, the cheat will cheat on the cheat and they won't gain anything. But when they go against a cooperate, they'll gain 3 coins. When they all go against each other, they'll gain 2 coins. So, yeah. I don't know. Reproduce top 5. Always cheat became a victim of unsuccess. They exploited the naive, always cooperate, but once they ran out, they had to face copycats who were nice but not naive. Top 5. Reproduce top 5. By simply copying the player's moves, copycats can play nice for each other, while always cheats just cheat themselves. So they lose points, basically. Not only that, but it means copycat can always... Yeah, because I'll get -1 if they cheat against each other, won't they? Not only that, but it means copycat can always cheat taste their medicine. And then I've got 5. So 5. And so as a result, copy inherits the earth. So in the short one, you're right, always cheat win the first 2 rounds, but in the end, exploitiveness was its downfall. This reminds me of a quote: "We are punished by our sins, but not for them." Oh, and by the way, this was always similar if you put the Gudrun detectives back in. No, sometimes a few Gudgers may stick around because when all players except Gudger and Copycat are eliminated, the two tie. So it seems the math of the game theory is telling us something. That Copycat's philosophy, do unto others what you have done unto you, which you would have done them unto you, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, might not just be a moral truth, but also a mathematical truth. However, there's a problem. So basically, always treat others how you treat yourself, or you get karma. Look around, the world is full of total jerkwads. If Copycat is a strategy in this repeated game of trust, it's so powerful that even World War I trenches independently evolved in a similar strategy called Live and Let Live. Why then are there so many untrusting and untrustworthy people? What's causing our epidemic of untrust? A clue in that is the sentence itself. In this repeated game of trust, so far, we've only talked about change in the players. What about a change in the game? What could lead to the evolution of distrust? Before everything goes to heck, let's start with something nice. Here's a world filled entirely with always cooperate, except for 1 always cheat and 1 copycat. Use the buttons to start the sim and go through the step by step. Okay. Stop. As we know, Copycat wins handedly in the long run under our current rule. But what's our current rules, which say that players can play against each other for 10 rounds per match? Just Copycat still wins 7 rounds, 5 rounds, 3 or 2. Change number of rounds with the slider and start the sim and see what happens. Well, with 1 round, always cheat wins. With 2, always cheat wins. With 3, always cheat wins. With 4, always cheat wins. With 5 rounds, always cheat wins. With 6 rounds per match, then Copycat wins and then starts winning until forever, question mark? 17 rounds? Yeah, so they always win past 6 rounds. If you saw, you don't play enough rounds, hit 5 or less, always cheat dominates. In 1985, when Americans were asked how many close friends they had, the most common answer was 3. In 2004, the most common answer was 0. We now have fewer friends across class, racial and economic and political lines because we have fewer friends, period. As you've discovered yourself, the fewer repeat interactions there are, the more distrust will spread. No, mass media doesn't count. It must be two-way interactions between specific individuals. So basically, because we're more alone, more people feel distrust, and people don't trust each other, and then people cheat on each other. There's another way to breed distrust. Here are payoffs for the trust game. Normal payoffs, Copycat wins, but now change both cooperate reward to +2 and +1 and click stop, even though +1 is still more than punishment of cheating. 0 what happens. So So what we change both cooperate rewards. Let's do +1. So basically saying you'll gain slightly, but you won't gain as much as if you cheat. Yeah, so people will cheat on each other because you'll gain less than if you cheat. So if you cheat and you gain more, then that you logically think that's better because people care. Then they don't trust the other person will want to cooperate since they're gonna gain more. So you don't want to cooperate because then you're gonna gain more. What about if we did like -5? That's cooperate. That's not, that's... So no matter what, even if you're losing a lot through cheating, it's like you both end up cheating and you lose a bunch, you're still going to continue cheating because you don't trust other people will not cheat. Same thing happens with a low win-win reward. Always cheat takes over. Game theory has two powerful ideas about this. Zero-sum game. This is sadly common belief that a gain for us must come at a loss to them, and vice versa. So basically, we can't all live as equals. Someone's got to be beneath us or we're not actually winning, which I suppose is very applicable to real life. Because logically, people who have the same level of jobs, everyone wants to get higher, everyone wants to be director, everyone wants to be CEO, no one wants to work similar low jobs because then you're not above everyone else, which then means that you're not gaining more than everyone else, which then means that you're not winning. A non-zero sum game. This is when people make the hard effort to create a win-win situation, or at least avoid a lose-lose. Without a non-zero sum game, trust cannot evolve. Speaking of which, now let's look at a third and final barrier of the evolution of trust. Mistakes. As cool as Copycat is, it has a huge fatal weakness I haven't mentioned yet. To understand the problem, let's say two copycats are playing against each other. Being nice players, both their first moves will be cooperate. Cooperate. I accidentally missed something. Because that would take me back, I think. Oh no, mistakes, miscommunication, misinterpretations, accidents happen in real time in life. So someone cheated on someone accidentally, but the other person doesn't think it's an accident and thinks they actually meant to cheat. So he cheated on him by accident and didn't mean to take away something from him, but he thinks that he did. Oh no, ×2, the other player being a copycat has to retaliate, and you being a copycat as well will also have to retaliate. So you think someone cheated on you, so you cheat on them, although they didn't mean to cheat on you. So then they will cheat on you because you cheated on them because you didn't mean to cheat on you and you think that's not great. But then they'll think, oh, you cheated on me, so I'm going to cheat on you. And basically, we constantly cheat each other no matter what because of one small mistake we made. Thus, like Hatfields and McCoys, these two copycats will spiral into an endless cycle of vengeance, decide over a single mistake long ago. Tragic, but now there are other types of players who can deal with mistakes. Let's see some new faces, or new hats anyway. Copykit. Hello, I'm like the copycat, except I cheat back only after cheating me twice in a row. After that, the first one could be a mistake. After all, the first one could be a mistake. Simpleton. Hi, I try start cooperate. If you cooperate back, I do the same thing as the last move, even if it's a mistake. If you cheat back, I do the opposite thing as the last move, even if it's a mistake. So So he cooperates, you cheat, he cheats. So you cooperate, then he cheats again because you cheated on him in the first place. That person cheats only after you cheat them twice. Random. Monkey, robot, ninja, pizza, tacos. Lol, I'm so random. Just place cheat or cooperate randomly with 50-50 chance. Alright, let's see how well these peeps do when they play a tournament. Let's start with Doesn't Always Cooperates versus Old Winner, the Fair Copycat. And our 3 new characters, the Forgiving Copycat, the Dull Simpleton, and the Silly Random. In each round of the match, players have a small chance of making a mistake. Let's say 5%. Who do you think will come out on top? Think carefully and then place your bets. I believe the person who will come on top will be Simpleton? Right, you bet Simpleton will win. And the reason I think that is because they'll cooperate until you cheat on them, and then if you cheat on them, they'll cheat on you, and then if you cooperate, they'll still cheat on you. So no matter what, they'll be gaining, I think, because they're just following the herd. Maybe. Use the controls to your left to start the sim in quick mode, and then go through step by step. Hey, I was right. So yeah, they start by gaining. They continue gaining. They continue gaining. And they'll continue gaining to some degree. And then I win. You were correct, Simpleton wins. This is because Simpleton is actually capable of exploiting Always Cooperate. They both start cooperating, but if Simpleton makes a mistake, it cheats. Since Always Cooperate never retaliates, it keeps cheating them. Now let's try the same thing as before, except instead of half always cooperates, half always cheat, and it's much less forgiving, more hostile environment. Who do you think will win now? Place your bets. I think, well, they're gonna cooperate and lose, but then they're gonna cheat on them. So no matter what, they're not gonna win. The Simpletons will cheat also on them no matter what, so they're not gonna win. The Copycats will copy what they're doing, so they're not gonna win. It's all cheat that will win, I think. You bet on always cheat. And then obviously random's random, so that won't really have an effect. Again, go through the simulation. Oh, so the Copycats win. I didn't expect that actually. I want to see the last one go. Are they just going to continue fighting back and always lose? Yeah, it seems that way. Good guess, but someone else took the prize. Copykitten wins this time. That is shocking to me. That's surprising that even with a meaner starting population, Copykitten, a more forgiving version of Copycat, was the most successful. Copykitten is so forgiving, can't even entirely wrap out Copycat. It shares room. In this case, a bit of miscommunication, 5% chance of mistakes each round, could lead to more forgiveness. But is that true for all levels? So basically, if there's miscommunication, so they end up just, they cooperate with the Copycats, which gains them points. And then if the cheaters cheat on them, then yes, no matter what. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So because they're cooperating with the Copycats, they gain from the Copycats. They're cooperating with the Simpletons so they make a mistake, and then they'll cheat the Simpletons, who cheat them, and that'll basically not lead to anything. The random will be random, and then always cheat will be, I'll gain a bit, but then it'll be 0. And obviously they'll go between each other. So I guess in the end, since they're more forgiving, they gain more, I think, because they won't self the simpletons, so they'll have the simpletons on the side, they'll have the copycats on their side, they'll have themselves on their side, and the random might be on their side sometimes, so basically it makes it half the board. And they'll gain more, since they'll gain less than if they cheated, but since they're cooperating, they're gaining still points compared to the always cheat that are not. This is true for all levels of miscommunication. Use side of blood to change the amount of miscommunication. When hits start at 5%, it wins. But what happens at 0, 20, or 50? With a 0, we know they don't win. Two, they win. About 1. They still win. So they always win. Oh wait, no, they don't if it's at 20. So if they don't think it's miscommunication and attack straight away, they win. If they give them 2 chances, then they win. Basically 2% chance they win. At 5%. So yeah, if they give them 2 chances, they win. If they give them 4, they lose. What about 10? Always cooperate wins. 20 always shoot wins. 20, no. Always shoot wins. 37. Always shoot wins. So basically, always cheat always wins, except when they are at 5, like under a 20 or under percent of miscommunication. As a result, it turns out like this. At 0%, the fair copycat wins. At 1 to 9, the forgiving copycat wins. At 10 to 49, the unfair and forgiving always cheat wins. And at 50, no one wins ever. This is why miscommunication is such an interesting barrier of trust. A little bit of it leads to forgiveness, but too much it leads to widespread distrust. I think our modern media technology, as much as it's helped us increase communication, has increased miscommunication more. At least with the experiment of all numbers and knobs and slides, let's play sandbox mode. So basically, since there's more miscommunication, people don't trust each other. And then that leads to people always cheating on each other. I've got 20. I've got a bunch of detectives. Even just with 1. No. Yeah, cooperate always. That's good. Okay, I get it. I think. What have we learned today? Game theory showed us 3 things we need for the evolution of trust. Repeat interactions. Trust keeps a relationship going, but you need knowledge of a possible future repeat interaction before trust can evolve. Possible win-wins. You must be playing a non-zero sum game. A game where it's at least possible that both players can be better off. Win-win. Low miscommunication. If the level of miscommunication is too high, trust breaks down. There's a little bit of miscommunication. It pays to be more forgiving. So, if it's too high, people won't trust you, but if there's a bit of miscommunication, there's no harm to be forgiving, since in the end, then you can still trust each other. And you should both have some, like, win-wins. So, yeah. And also consistently keep in contact with people. Of course, real trust is affected by much more than this. And there's reputation, shared values, contracts, cultural markers, blah blah blah. And let's not forget the biggest lesson. There's one big takeaway from this game theory. It's that what game is defines what players do. Our problem today isn't just that people are losing trust, it's the environment acts against the evolution of trust. It may seem cynical and naive that we're merely products of environment, but as a game theory reminds us, we are each other's environment. In the short run, the game defines the players. In the long run, it's us players who define the game. So what you can do to create conditions necessary to evolve trust, build relationships, find win-wins, communicate clearly. Maybe then we can stop fighting each other, getting out of our own trenches, cross no man's land, to come together. You know, this is amazing. Oh my god. So we should trust each other, and we can control the amount of trust that's in the world if we all pitch in a bit. And build relationships, find common ground, and communicate clearly, then we can have peace. Or at least mostly peace. We'll learn to live and let live. Aww. Let's picture the trenches at Christmas time. It's based on a book. Robert Axelrod's 1984 The Evolution of Cooperation. He's made other stuff. I'm intrigued about that. I'm intrigued about these. And the photos for this one. So it was heavily based off the groundbreaking 1984 book Evolution of Cooperation. It's also heavily inspired by a 1997 sequel, Complexity of Cooperation, and Robert Puntman's 2000 book on Americans Declining Social Capital. Few people say they trust each other to see if the world's statistical take on this take on our world data. Stats. Oh, I hate stats. So there's a whole article about the trust fund in the world. The same, and most people can be trusted. So Russia doesn't really agree. No one in Africa seems to agree. Or in South America. Canadians agree. It's interesting we can see declines, like Mexico is a big decline. That might be because of the wall that was built and because of its reputation in the world, maybe. I also think that it's like, you know, because people think Mexico is, like, I mean, especially, like, in America, and all around the world, honestly, that Mexico is this place for drugs and bad people, which probably then creates their distrust towards other people, since most people then assume it's negative. So I suppose in the areas where people assume the worst, they don't trust other people because other people assume the worst from them. Algeria's gone up though. That's good. What do you care? Oh, Finland. Oh, France. Portugal. Spain had a massive incline. This is really interesting to see. Russia's got a massive distrust. Same as Kazakhstan. So it seems like in also the idea that in richer countries there's more trust than there is in poorer countries. Since we don't need to since like these areas, especially in Africa and South America, are poorer countries compared to like America and Europe and China and Australia. So in poorer countries with more social differences, maybe, or like, you know, those kind of areas, it seems that all more stricter, maybe even political sides, it seems like there's less trust between people. I'm sure that like the opinion of the, in a sense, richer countries doesn't help them much. Huh. Well, it does seem that people who are poorer don't trust them as much. Oh, this is good. The value survey. I'm gonna link this. This is cool. I'm gonna read more in depth into this, but I'm definitely gonna link this in the video because I think that's pretty sick. It's basically based on the prisoner's dilemma. Oh, that's cool. Now I'm gonna link all this stuff underneath because I think it's really interesting. I think, yeah. And this person, this adventures, anxiety, explore explanations, become behold. Oh, they did the news cycles and vicious cycles with the hats. That's what they made, I think. Stuff you can play. Yeah, they made that. Oh, that's cool. They made the hat one. Oh, this is really cool. No, I'm definitely gonna link all this. That's really interesting. Oh, that was cool. Well, I think you should definitely check it out. This is amazing. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that video. That was eye-opening. I feel like I've learned a lot from playing that game. I will definitely link that article that's there because this article seems really interesting. Because it builds off the idea of trust that we're talking about in this game was talking about. It builds up on it on the economic side, so I feel like that's interesting. I'll also include the footnotes if you want to read about, well, what, you know, each part's about, and also his or hers, I'm not sure, their stuff you can play space, because yeah, no, it seems like they've got some good projects. They got some cool stuff, so I feel like you should go and check it out. Yeah. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I might play another one of these. Not the hat one per se, but I'll have a look for the other ones, see if there's any ones I feel like would be worth of a video. My voice is going off the rails. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. Let me know what else you'd want to see. Don't forget, obviously, please subscribe. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Bye.